It's fun, wasn't it?
Nice. Push your hair a little bit behind your ears. Much better.
If only I had a hair person.
Your right one. Just push the right. Hi, Meg.
I already did. What? I can't hear you.
Okay, people are starting to trickle into the various channels. Welcome everybody that is joining us from Instagram. We're going to give this one a try. And here we go. Ready, everybody? In 3, 2, 1. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Live with Mary Remer. This is episode number 6. We are here to do a live Q&A with Mary herself from What a Good Dog. So let's go ahead and say hello. Hi, Mary.
Hey, Terry, and wishing you a very happy birthday, Terry.
Oh, thank you very much. Okay, so the first thing we're actually going to do is going to come from me. We're going to start out, everybody, with a new segment called Terry Teaches Technology. So what I wanted to do real quick is make sure all of you guys knew how to send us videos. So right there you see our beautiful website that we love so much. And right on the front page, you see that Connect and Learn and New Videos. You can click that button, or you can come up to where it says Connect up here. Either way will work. Right there is a big red button that says Upload Your Videos Here. We had people do it this week. We're so happy that they did. But you just click there, and you'll see it's the What a Good Dog Online Upload folder. From then, you can just choose from computer. Right on your desktop there, I'm going to upload one that we're going to see later. And you hit this upload button and bang, bang, boom, you are there. So it's that easy to send any video to What a Good Dog. And this is where you want to use if you're in class with us or if you're just joining us for this show. So what do you think of that, Mary?
Terry, I think that you are fabulous. And I have to say that I am no techno wizard. So if Terry can help me do these things, it's going to have to be easy. And look at, this is so easy. And we really, really love to get your photos and your videos. So we hope that you will start sharing more and more. And we will share them with everybody. So here we go. I think Terry has 3 today.
Absolutely. Speaking of sharing, the first one up we have is Joyce and Charlie. And here we go.
Hey, Charlie. Sit. Stay. Good girl. Oh, wait. That's for us. Sit, stay, save lives.
That's great, Joyce. Really wonderful. Good, Charlie. Keep on working on that and send us the next segments. Bravo.
Okay, and up next, we have Millie O'Shea, who wants to say nice to meet you.
Sit. Nice to meet you.
Oh,
Nice to meet you.
that's bravo, Millie. You are so cute. That's adorable. Thank you for sending that.
And finally,
And
we have
send
one
another. Teach her something else. That's so cute.
Finally, we have from Natanya an interesting video.
They don't know where I am. They don't know where I am. Ah! You found me!
Oh, Gus and Toots, that's adorable. That is so cute. Natanya, that's a wonderful game. Send us more. So everybody you can see just doing fun things. You see all 4 of these participants were having a great time. It was a fun interaction. You're using the mind. You're uplifted because it is fun. Keep those coming. It's just such joy to see. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you very much for sending.
So the first thing we'd like to do is provide a new message from Mary. Mary, you had something on your mind this week you wanted to talk about.
I did, Terry, because I've been getting quite a lot of conversation from people about their dogs being afraid of seeing people in masks. And so my suggestion for that is wear masks at home. Dress the kids up in masks and wear them yourselves, move around with them. Be treat dispensers when they're on if your dog shows any reticence at all. And if they are reticent to approach you with a mask on or another family member, toss the treats and toss them around, not in straight lines, but sort of ping pong them out and about, scattering. And this will give the dogs confidence and then they can come in. The other thing to do is if they really do seem worried about the mask, present yourself in a more benign position, which would be sideways to the dog. So you're just not being quite so affrontal and it makes it a little bit easier for the dog to approach. So have a good time, as good a time as one can have with masks in your house. And it's just the same as I said about wearing costumes and other things, giving your dogs new visual experiences. So try that a bit, and I think you'll find that it will help. Oh, the other thing I did want to mention about that is remember that dogs get a lot of information from our breath. And so if they're not getting that information, it's harder for them to get it. So it's sort of like making a blurrier picture for them. And so if they see a stranger where they feel they need to assess, if you are taking them for walks, they're not able to intake the information quite as readily, if you will. Okay. It's just they have to work a little harder to inhale that information and process it. So give them some experience at home and then I think it'll be easier.
All right, excellent, excellent. And hi, guys. I see Natanya Sortland and Daisy O'Shea both just saw their dogs on the broadcast and say hello, as does Britta.
Great, great. Hi, guys.
All right, let's jump into some questions. This one is from Julie. Why is my dog acting like a defiant teenager? No matter how many times I correct him, he refuses to not jump on the couches. We tell him no, he then jumps to the next couch. We get him off that one, and he jumps to the next.
Well, Julie, it sounds to me like you have a house full of fun couches to jump on and off of, and it sounds like a game of trampoline to me. So dogs do most definitely go through a defiant teenager stage. I don't know how old your dog is, but it's very possible. And at that time, its boundaries are being tested. So you need to make the couches inaccessible. Okay, and then you have to work on him understanding the word, really understanding the word off. So he may have an understanding of it in one context, but not with the couches. So if you're going to have him in the rooms with access to the couches and he would be off a leash, then make the couches inaccessible by putting things on them. You can sometimes take a garbage bag and slit it and put it over the couch, the cushions of the couch, and the dogs sometimes do not like the feel of the texture and the little bit of slipperiness of it, and that might be discouraging. The other thing to do is just to put some things like step stools on the couch so they're not inviting. The other thing to do is to be sure to manage the situation. So for a while, you might want to keep him on a lead. And if he goes to the couch, you can tell him off and you can point him to his own dog bed and encourage him to go there, which you can train as a mat behavior. So he has an alternative. Of course, the couches are much more fun. And you can jump on them and you can jump over them. And then oftentimes what happens is the human begins a bit of a chase game. That adds to more excitement and it gets to be game on. So I would work on that mat behavior as I was suggesting, and I would keep a leash on the dog. And I would perhaps cover the furniture with things that are deterrents. And then I would really work on the off cue that is relative to those couches. If he persists on it, then I do what's called a timeout, which is a non-emotional response. It's just, I'm going to take the loop end of that leash and I'm going to put it under the leg of a heavy piece of furniture. And you can just be there and think about it for a few minutes, not long at all. And then when I let the dog off, I ask for a more deferential behavior like a sit or a down. I show the dog again, this is an off, and then we proceed. And I don't want to have the dog in the environment with access for long periods of time because I want to support success. So I'm going to set up small increments where the dog can be successful and find that that is better pay than the jumping on the couch and having tons of fun. So those are my suggestions there. Let us know how you do with that, and I can address as you go along.
Next one's a fun one. How many dogs does Mary have, and what are their names?
Mary has 8 dogs and 2 pigs. Let's talk about the pigs first. Their names are Daniel and Carlisle. They are stunningly handsome. They do some tricks. They are a great joy. And by the way, they are extremely clean. And they don't care about the virus out there at all. They do not practice social distancing in any way, shape, or form. And they're all about the food. All day long, they're all about the food. Their favorite food, they love fruit. They also really, really like Oreo cookies to the point where I had to switch them to the Oreo Thins because they were getting a little chubby. They also do happen to like wine and strawberries, and they have had champagne. So not too much. But anyway, they're great. So the dogs are Caper, who's sitting here, right here. Boop. Say hello, Caper. She's 12 and a half. And then let's see, there's Chai, who's 11. There is Easy, who's 9. There's Pet, who's 5 or 6. There is Siri, who's 4. There is Krispy Kreme, who is a year and a half. There's Rondo, who's 2. There's Jetta James, who's a year. I hope I gave you 8.
Well, thank you very much. I'm sure everyone's excited. And hey, guys on Instagram, thank you for asking questions there. Let's see. I'm going to give you this one because it just came in. My dog has become very attached to me since we have been home. Seriously, he is attached to my side. He is great, obedient, great listener, just follows me everywhere. What do I do? And that is from O'Donnell B11.
Hello, O'Donnell B11. I would have to say that this is not an uncommon circumstance. So our lives change, our biorhythms change, our energy shifts, and we oft put that information through the release of chemicals in our body, and the dogs detect that. And so what's happening is that he is just aware that something's not quite right. And he feels the need to be very close to you, which is, it's such an admirable characteristic. However, that being said, you do need to have some separation time. So when life gets back to normal and you resume your normal schedule, he's okay with that. So we recommend go for a drive and let him be at home. Go for a drive and take him with you. Go for a walk, take him with you. Go for a walk, don't take him with you. Go upstairs, let him be downstairs. Be downstairs, let him stay upstairs. So create separations throughout the day. Okay, go for a jog, go for a bike ride. Sometimes take him, sometimes don't. Because this is very, very common. It is the thread that is running throughout the dog community at this time.
All right. Very, very good. Okay, here's another one for you. My 11-year-old miniature poodle has horrible teeth, and the vet sent me to a doggy dentist. The dentist said my dog needs $3,000 worth of dental work. I really can't afford this right now. That's from Leslie.
Leslie, that is really hard, isn't it? And the problem is that dental health is paramount to the health and vigor of the dog. And as they get older, there are often increasing dental problems, just kind of like for us. And in poodles, unfortunately, that is a breed where we do see this happen. And so, and there are other breeds as well, but poodles is one of them. So here's what I would do in your situation is I would go back to my vet and I would say that the dentist says $3,000 worth of dental work, which is not my budget at the moment. And I'd like to know if you could deal with the worst of the problem, which would probably mean extraction. And some regular veterinarians are willing to do that. So I think that I would look into that. I would go back to the doggy dentist professional and ask if there's a plan going forward that either he would work with your regular vet and see if they could agree on something that your regular vet would be comfortable doing, which might be less dollars. And your specialist might also be willing to say, look, I understand what you're saying, and I could do something for this much, and we deal with the worst of the problem going forward. And then in the meantime, I would get some help from your regular vet or the specialist on keeping gum health and paying attention to those teeth and trying to keep them as healthy as can be. So you try to preserve the health. Dental infections can lead to other problems. So that's what I would do. I'd look for a middle of the road compromise, see if you can get there. Okay. And good luck with that.
Next one is from a little one. Why do dogs lick people?
Hello, Cece. Why do dogs lick people? So dogs lick people for a variety of reasons. Dogs are lickers, and you know that that's how the mother dog cleans the babies when they come out, and she also encourages them to eliminate by licking. And dogs will show affection by licking. They also can show anxiety by licking, and they show a focus on a piece of the body that may be bothering them. It can become an obsessive compulsive behavior where they are obsessive lickers. And so there's a range of reasons why dogs lick. And it also, they will show deference as well with licking. So, and anxiety. So you can do some research on licking, Cece, and you'll find a whole array of reasons why. But that's a very good question. Send in another one.
All right. Next up. My bulldogs get very jealous of each other when I give them attention individually. I feel like it would be easier to just have one dog. How do I help them get along better?
Hello, Carl. So I would love to know the ages of your bulldogs. What's the difference in age? And that would help me. Also, I would love to know if they are the same sex or not. That would be helpful. But in the meantime, what I would do are activities, especially because we're confined now and we get a little cabin fever. The dogs can get cabin fever too. Incidents of jealousy can increase. So I would try and do together exercises. So go for a walk together, and do those kinds of things. Be active, and that will, I think, help. The other thing I would do is, if you want to give one attention, then have the other one chewing a bone or chewing on a Kong or a new toy, and they're in separate rooms. It's not an uncommon problem. So you want to, again, at this time, with all that we're going through, you want to manage. And I can look at a video for you if you show me, and I can help you more with specifics. But that's a touchy topic, and I have to see more to be able to give you very specific answers. So I'm not meaning to be nebulous. I just need more to be specific. And I am happy to look at a video for you if you want to send one in.
Speaking of that, that goes right into the next question. Are you doing behavior consultations using Zoom? We need some help.
Yes, we are, as a matter of fact. Indeedy. So you can connect to What a Good Dog, say what your needs are, and we can get you scheduled on Zoom. And we can also do the phone. So whatever is helpful to you, we're trying to be there for you.
Okay, this one just came in. Does Mary feed her dogs raw? Is it better for dogs?
I do. I don't think that I can say quantitatively that it is better for dogs. I do have a dog with an irritable bowel situation that came from another country, and she does not eat raw. She does not tolerate it. And she has to eat a specialty diet, and that's what she gets, and that's what she exists best on. So my feeling about it is that you need to feed a complete and balanced diet in whatever format you're going to present that to the dog in. Never end a sentence in a preposition. So if you want to feed raw, you just have to make sure the product is complete and balanced. If you want to feed a kibble, you have to do the same, and you need to be careful about the pea proteins now. And if you want to feed freeze-dried, just make sure it's complete and balanced. If you want to make your own, just make sure it's complete and balanced. I made my own for, 20 years, 25 years. And then it was just, I didn't have the time to do it anymore. So I say, if the dog looks good, acts good, the veterinarian agrees with that, then it's all good. And if the coat isn't good and the dog doesn't act well and it has digestive problems or skin problems or whatever, then there needs to be a change and do what's right for that particular dog. And one size doesn't fit all. So that's the way I look at it.
So this one just came in again. Any tips about getting a good heel?
Okay, we're going to have a giggle about that one. Is it heal, H-E-A-L, and what would we be healing? Or are we talking about healing as in walking beside you? I'm going to guess that we're talking about healing walking beside you. So yes, I'll give you a couple of tips. Number one, be inspirational to your dog. Make a relationship with your dog where it wants to be with you. It wants to walk at your side. Start in environments with very low level distraction, like around your kitchen table, around your dining room table, back and forth between rooms. Use high value food so that when the dog's in the right place, you can mark that and then reward the dog. When you start going outside, again, start in the garage perhaps, work around the car, then just on your driveway, then in your lawn. You need to be able to take precedence over the environment, and that is very, very hard to do. So you might like to consider 2 gears, if you will, of leash walking. So one would be a by your side, sort of a Manhattan walk, if you will. And the other would be kind of a country stroll. We call it go sniff, where the dog can have all the leash, do dog things. One rule, don't pull. And the dog has to learn that. And so we teach it by giving the same amount of leash and until he learns on that, so that he learns that no matter what the leash is, length is, if the collar is tight, if there's pressure on the neck, then the dog needs to check itself, slow down. So to be in concert with you. But remember that the ground is like the newspaper for a dog. There is new stimulating information all the time. And for the young dogs that have never experienced spring before, the air and what the air brings, all the air currents, absolutely, it's like going to your favorite movie. I mean, they're just inhaling amazing amounts of information. And then they're processing all that information too. And then to be asked to pay attention about how they're walking, that's very hard, especially for young adolescent dogs. So it is a challenge. So we take out really good food and reward them for nice leash walking. And as I say, I like to give them the 2 gears, because for a dog walking at your side when they're young, enthusiastic, with lots of energy is very challenging, very, very challenging indeed, and boring. So if we give them the opportunity to do some sniffing with rules, then it works. You're making a deal with the dog. Yes, go and do your dog things. Now, please come back and walk with me. Fabulous. Now go off and do your dog things again. Okay. One thing that I do not recommend ever using unless you have a very well-trained dog is a retractable lead. The further a dog gets away from you, the less control you have of it in any circumstance. It doesn't matter what we're talking about. Distance means less until you've worked through it. Hope that's helpful. Okay, did I lose Terry?
Oops, sorry about that.
Hello.
Carson,
Hello.
our 1-year-old doodle, keeps attacking me when I walk in the door, and he's met me 100 times. How can I make him remember me?
Adam, He remembers you. Okay, there's just absolutely no doubt about that. It's the enthusiasm. Okay, and then it becomes a ritualistic behavior on the part of the dog, and it's like, oh, Dad, here you are. And then we don't know what to do with that energy, and a lot of times we kind of get annoyed because maybe we're wearing nice clothes, and maybe we think he's old enough to really be stopping this behavior. So try this. Dogs are very responsive to energy, right? And when somebody comes in your door, it doesn't matter if it's you or somebody else, you are bringing a backpack of energy in with you, as is anybody else. So, and it is your physical, your mental, your emotional, and your spiritual energy. So the dog is responsive to that. And so it sounds like he is euphoric when you come in the door. So one of the things that you can do is go get some large dog biscuits, like big. Milkbone makes them, I think, extra large. You can get any brand, but it's just big. And when you walk in the door, keep them in the mailbox or in the glove box of your car. And when you walk in the door, ask him to sit. And when he does, give him his yes or good, and then give him the large dog biscuit. By the time he's finished chewing the dog biscuit, he will be reacquainted with your energy back in the house again, and things should be calmer. And that's where I would go with that. And do let us know how you do with that. And if it's not working, I think it will work. But if it's not working, if you could just capture a video and send it, we can address that next time. And the other thing to remember, people, for everyone, is that when you send your videos in and we can look at them, A, they're fun, but B, it can be a sharing, because somebody else could say, oh my gosh, I'm having that issue too. And this is, oh, I could deal with it that way as well. And so you can be doing a service to many other people. So send those videos.
That is a great final statement. Send those videos. Please stay in touch, everybody. We want to hear from you very, very often. That is going to do it for this time. Be sure to continue sending us questions. Be sure to continue sending us videos, because we will get them on the next show. But that's going to do it for this one. Mary, it's been great seeing you again.
Terry, it's always great with you. And thank you again to everybody for joining us. And if there are things you want to see or talk about, please let us know. And we'll do our best. Okay? Take care, stay safe, be well, give your dog a hug today, and even better, play a game with your dog. Teach it something new. Play hide and go seek. All fun things.
All right, so long, everybody.
Bye-bye.